Many humanitarian workers around the world are facing layoffs due to President Trump's closure of the U.S. Agency for International Development. Tanzania is likely to be one of the countries significantly affected by this change. Africa's 54's Paul Ndiho joins us with a special guest. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Oriana. Thank you. Usaid initiatives in Tanzania are focused on empowering women and youth and tackling health issues like HIV/AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, family planning, and reducing these programs could severely impact the nation's development goals. For more insight, I'm joined by James Shigongo, a member of parliament from the ruling party Chama Cha Mapinduzi. Hello, Eric. Welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. This is a privilege for me.
Let's right off the bat, let's start off by you telling us what kind of impact could this have on Tanzania? The fact that there is a likelihood that US aid programs could be shut in Tanzania.
America has been a generous country. That's known to everybody. America has been generous to all over the world, having influence and not being known as a country which thinks of others. This decision of suspending USAID funding and PEPFAR has come with a shock to Africa, especially to my country, Tanzania. Well, since its inception, for instance, if I talk of PEPFAR, since its inception 20 years ago, PEPFAR has saved so many lives in Africa and all over the third world, Tanzania included. About 2.1 million people saved from death, and about 10 million people have been receiving different kind of services. PEPFAR has been buying ARVs for sick people, dealing with the orphans all over the world, but suspending it so suddenly can come with a lot of withdrawal syndrome. And withdrawal syndrome means by the time it comes back, by the time America decides now it's time to have the PEPFAR back, the trajectory of infection would have skyrocketed. And it's going to be very difficult to control it again. And that that's the point that so many infections will raise and so many deaths will be experienced. So my opinion as Eric, but as a member of parliament and as a man from the third world, I'm asking America to rethink its decision.
Your points are well noted. Let's move on to a different topic. Tanzania is credited for doing very well when it comes to the economy. Over the last couple of years, it has done remarkably well. What has contributed to that?
I read a book by Jim Rohn. It says, everything rises or falls on leadership. We have the best leadership in Tanzania right now under Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Our president has decided, number one, to make sure that all the resources, all the wealth, the God-given wealth we have in Tanzania contribute to the national basket so it can increase our GDP. As I'm talking to you right now, our per capita income has increased and our GDP has raised. We have a lot of contribution from tourism sector. I don't know whether you are aware, Tanzania is number one in Africa in terms of tourism and is number 2 in the world behind Brazil in terms of tourism. So many, we have a larger influx of tourists coming to our country, and whoever is listening to me right now should come to Tanzania and witness. And not only that, in mineral sector is also contributing a lot, agricultural sector. Right now we're building irrigation scheme all over the country so that the economy can contribute from different sectors of the economy.
Very briefly, talk about the Millennium Development or Sustainable Development Goals in Tanzania. You are a member of a committee that works on that.
Tanzania has made great strides when it comes to health, education, infrastructure, and energy. We have built about 2,000 health centers around the country, and we have built schools all over the country, and we have built tarmac roads network in the country so that it can enable people to do business, to travel around the country. But again, in terms of energy, back in 1961, when we got our independence, we had only less than 1,000 megawatts of electricity. Today, as I'm talking to you, Tanzania is nearing 4,000 megawatts of electricity. We built a very big hydro dam that will enable our electricity to be cheaper, and we can even be able to sell electricity to our neighboring countries.
Well, unfortunately, Eric, I would love to have you back, but we've run out of time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the show.
Eric James Shigongo is a Tanzanian Chama Cha Mapinduzi member of parliament. Back to you, Orion.
Thank you, Paul, for that informative discussion.